darkest reaches of the cosmos, they came threatening freedom. Through the rupture in space, where once beautiful meridians stood free, they come forth, invading our worlds. The Illuminate rings, long fought, defeated and gone. Return from the shadows, they come forth, stealing our citizens, warping their minds, twisting their hearts in undemocratic ways. This shall not stand! We the Helldivers!
Evening's freedoms, heroic helpers. That was Ancient Enemies Have Returned by Axes. I must say, I am quite fond of this triumphant tune. It really comes across with a message of, we beat 'em once, and we'll whoop 'em again. The top news of the hour is rather tragic. Despite the best efforts of the Helldivers, the Ministry of Science has concluded that there is no possible way to decelerate the Meridia Singularity sufficiently to avoid impact with Angel's Venture. However, their efforts did buy the planet precious time to evacuate the civilian population. Thanks to the heroic efforts of the 104th Wolf Divers and the 6th Spartan Company, the planet is now 95% evacuated, and all that remains is a few last die-hard holdouts, which the Ministry can attend to now that they are no longer hiding the truth of the matter, the assisting Helldiver forces, and the Seraphim themselves. Once all civilians are safely dropped off at their intended destinations, the Seraphim will fold back into the Liberation Fleet and continue their assignments, fading into anonymity. Mercy has already crafted some alibis through falsified personnel records and sensor data, so the MOT could spend years hunting without ever finding a single one of them. I look after my own. Truth be told, Helldivers, we're some of the last mucky fluffers on their way out the door, and we're putting the chairs up on tables and turning off the lights before we leave. Even the Legion Divers, who have, by far, done the most damage to the Ministry and to the surrounding infrastructure when forced to engage, were satisfied with their recruitment drives and have vacated Angel's Venture. According to Emperor Valerian, they were satisfied with one final strike at the planetary government's final strongholds with the purpose of wiping out the last surviving loyalist officials. He claimed that this was a war to free the people. Messiest liberation I've ever seen. Fluffer burnt the government here to the ground. I'm just glad that the other divers gave them a wide berth, especially with those V5 death exosuits they were rocking out. Yeah, those definitely aren't SEAF issue, and that pattern is not manufactured by the Nidavellir complex either. I'll say it again, the Legion is abnormally well supplied. Though there is one exception to that rule of non-aggression. Earlier this afternoon, Wolf Divers clashed with Legion forces outside of Porthcawl, a somewhat large town on the coast of the northern peninsula. Not only do they succeed in evacuating civilians while under fire from the Legion, some among that number assisted a young mother who was actively giving birth at the time. Oh my goodness, the Wolves of Valhalla are ever the wonderful multitaskers. Nice going, guys. I know that dog treats would be disrespectful, but how about I treat you all to some steaks next time I'm in the neighborhood? I hear the 95th over in Clingath grows cows the size of mammoths, and serve up filet mignons as big as Jarl Quicksilver's biceps. But let's jump back to Meridia for a moment. When viewed in the context of the galactic map, it almost feels like it's hardly moving at all. But I was given some numbers to crunch so that we can quantify that speed. At last measurement, it was 21.2 astronomical units from Angel's Venture, with 1 AU equaling 91.777 million miles. That's a total of 1.945 billion miles. Are you still with me so far? Okay. So, with 14 hours until impact, that equals a total speed of 139 million miles per hour. This thing is hauling some serious tail and moving with a purpose. As for news from the southern frontier, I have done everything that I possibly can to slow the accumulation of dark matter, and the battle for Hesoe Prime was won rather easily thanks to the DSS and its gigantic ballistician guns that go boom boom. I was joined by Luminat for a few dives, and I must say he is quite adept at his profession. He also makes me giggle because he starts singing What is Love every single time that our squad gets into the FRV together. Order Raiding Fleets has since moved on to Rasp to try to secure some additional fuel for their Doomsday weapon, but at this point it hardly seems necessary. As I said before, the Ministry of Truth cannot hide the facts any longer. Angel's Venture is lost, and they have taken over the evacuation of high-profile citizens. I mean, yes, that does mean less work for my Seraphim, especially since MOT forces aren't in the same neighborhood as us any longer and aren't trying to get in the way and or kill us. But it does irk me that they're probably going to spin this to make themselves look like awesome keep-wearing heroes. As of tomorrow morning, Angel's Venture will be but a memory. Such a shame. I always did love this planet. Its sunsets were just gorgeous, and now the sun will be setting for the final time. All those resources, a perfectly terraformed planet, lost because of the sins of our fathers and our grandfathers, and now here we are, doing our part to tear this universe a little bit more apart. Another crank on the wheel. I wish there was another way, that the Illuminate would see reason. Because even after everything that they did to me, I would still forgive them if they just came to the negotiation table and tried to talk to us. But that's not likely. That's been Liberty's Latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel, and that wraps up this humanitarian crisis. I imagine we'll have another Major Warrior first thing tomorrow morning in response to the destruction of Angel's Venture, so rest up and eat well. I'll let you know something the second I do, dear divers.
The Ministry of Truth is... Oh. Never mind. You do not want to see this.
What's going on? What's happening, Mercy?
It is nothing. Telegraph was talking about Angel's Venture and...
Put it on screen. It's been ages since I've heard from him, and I want to hear what he has to say.
Pondera, I seriously think that you do not want to hear this.
Do I have to pull rank, mister? Put it on screen.
Your attention, please. As you might already know, the leader of the rebel cell known as the Seraphim, Pondera, the so-called Radio Angel, have subjected the innocent world of Angel's Venture to our illegal occupation. The population have been abducted to serve as slave labor for our criminal allies. And for the crime of defying her twisted will, the governor of this planet, who has always been a fair man, she took his life. In light of these repeated offenses to Super-Earth, to human decency, and to democracy itself, the Ministry of Truth has declared Pondera persona non grata. She will be granted no trial, no mercy, no court, nor will anyone who associates with her. Super-Earth turns their back on this well-guarded daughter. She will be executed and forgotten. If you stand with this villainess, this evil creature, this symbol of everything cruel and wrong in the cosmos, Super-Earth stands against you. Any corporation doing business with her, or supplying her with munition to conduct a vile trade, will have their trade privileges revoked. Any helldiver, even so much as speaking with her, will have their capes stricken from their shoulder. Any citizen who sees her and does not report her whereabouts immediately to the Ministry of Truth will be considered an accomplice and detained indefinitely without trial. Make your choice, citizens. Where does your loyalty lie? How high of a price are you willing to pay to keep worshipping this false idol? I know the answer. I know you are good people who prize decency and morality above all else, and I believe that you'll do the right thing. Thank you for your time. This was the Democracy of Sir Grieve. May managed democracy guide your steps.
Pondera, I'm sorry, I tried...
Don't. Mercy, just don't. Right now. Okay? I just need everyone to leave me alone.